Welcome to That's So Us
with Ama.
and Lo.
Join us every Friday as we talk about everything and anything.
From pop culture to mental health to life experiences.
Everyone needs a vent session, and we're ready to connect with you on so many levels.
Be ready to laugh and even cry. Grab some tissues and a drink.
And join us as we turn our 3 a.m. calls into this podcast.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm great.
Same. I'm so low energy today. So I feel like
Honestly,
I'll come off on this, but yeah.
it's okay. It's fine. I
Yeah.
feel you.
I guess we could just get into our highs and our lows. I don't have a high again. Um, and yeah, I guess my low is just that I'm not feeling it today. I don't know.
Honestly, I get it.
Yeah,
Um, my high is I had a fun weekend. It was
that's
pretty
good.
fun. Yeah. I got to see like a friend, so that was fun. My low, I just hate going back home every
Yeah,
time I do something 'cause it just it brings my mood down and I miss like all of my friends because like you guys don't live near me.
yeah,
Literally everybody I love lives away from me. Like so
yeah.
annoying.
I feel
So
sad. Yeah,
that's my so sad.
yeah. I figured we could just do the song and then the question will be basically the episode.
Okay,
Um, I don't have a song though, so I have to find one.
same. But Loki, I've been listening to Billy's album,
So good.
probably Blue, but like
The extended version.
um it's just when like the beat changes and it like goes
Okay,
to like
yeah.
low like
Yeah.
melody, like I like that part.
Yeah, I feel that. My song is Apple by Charlie XCX.
Okay. I don't think I've heard that one actually.
It's like going viral
Or
on
maybe
TikTok, but I'm seeing her in September, so I'm excited for that.
oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I really want to go to like a rave. I feel like her vibe is kind of
It's
like
like,
that,
yeah,
right?
her show is gonna be like her and Troye Sivan. So it's gonna be very, I don't know.
Wait, yeah,
Yeah, they're doing a joint tour, so should be interesting.
that's so cool. I feel like not there aren't a lot of artists who do that.
No.
Actually, I'm not gonna lie, that's the first time I've ever heard of.
Honestly, it's the first one I'm gonna be going to that's like a joint tour. So I don't really know what to expect, but I feel like it'll be fun.
I wonder if it's gonna be like an extended like time then.
Yeah, I don't
Because if
know.
it's like for a normal concert, is it gonna be 4 hours of just
I hope
like
not.
them?
That's a little too long. I'm a little too old for a 4 hour show. Um, but yeah,
I would just need to keep it going.
yeah, yeah,
But that'd be so much fun. Oh,
yeah. I'm excited. Um, but yeah, today's episode, we thought we would do a little mistakes that we learned in our 20s. I only came up with six. I know we were supposed to do 10, but I mean, I guess that's good. I didn't do that many mistakes. Just kidding. I probably could think of so much more, but in the moment I couldn't. But yeah. So
do you
you
want to
want to
start?
start? You could start since you might have more than me.
Okay. So these aren't really in any like specific order, but I feel like I made this mistake starting at a very young age. And maybe it was because um like people in my life they didn't like specifically say anything to me. I should just say it, hating my body.
Okay.
That's the mistake. But like they didn't say anything to me specifically, but it was just like little comments that they made about their own body that then
Hmm.
they were like, projecting basically. So, yeah, I feel like from a very young age, I like hated my body and then like it made everything else suck. Like life just was so hard to go through because all I kept thinking about was how I looked. So I'm like, had I not done that, I feel like it would have gone a little smoother.
Yeah, no, I feel that the same for me. Like when I was in elementary school, I remember this one kid, and this like has stuck with me forever. And I don't remember how old I specifically was. I feel like I was like 7 or 8. And I guess I was like, I don't know, I had like baby fat and stuff. And the kid told me, he was like, I thought all Asian people were skinny. And like,
Stop. Oh, wait, you told me this before.
yeah, and that stuck with me like probably to this day still. I just don't realize how much it did. But the fact that I still remember that and I was so young just says a lot.
Yeah.
But it's like wild because like I know they probably didn't mean it in like a bad, maybe they did, I don't know. But it just goes to show that like the way like I would never go up to someone and say that. So it has to do with like how your parents raise you, obviously. But yeah, I
Mhm.
feel like people's comments sometimes should just like stay with them. But that definitely is
It's you.
something I also learned, and I'm still low key like learning right
Yeah,
now.
100%. I think every day it just like changes. But
Hmm.
another one of my mistakes was talking down to myself, which just makes it like both of them correlate. Because if I
Yeah.
talk down to myself, I'm gonna like end up not liking the way that I look. So just changing that mindset and like looking at yourself in the mirror, and even if you don't believe whatever affirmations you give yourself at the time, just like say all positive ones. And then you start to believe it. And it's like fake it till you make it kind of mindset,
Yeah.
which actually works. So yeah.
I love that. So one of mine, I didn't really know how to word it, but it was kind of like money is important, but it's not everything. And I feel like growing up, I thought like, okay, like the only way like I will be happy in life is if I have like money. Which like to an extent, yeah, because like if I don't have money, like I can't do what I want to do. But at the end of the day, I feel like I kind of disregarded other things that can like make me happy. And I was just like, okay, like I need money to like travel. And like once I get that, like I'll be happy. And not to say that I have like all this money right now because I don't, but like even like having like, okay, like a sustainable income wise, like I'm still not happy. So I
Yeah.
think that's something that like I kind of like learned and like it was sort of like a mistake, like focusing only on that at one point. That makes sense.
I also would add on my end, like the mindset that I had with money, because growing up, it was a very like lack mindset.
Hmm.
And not because, again, I think it had a lot to do with the people in my life who were like feeding things
Yeah.
to me specifically about money. And I got like so afraid of like either losing money or never having it. So then I got
Yeah.
into that mindset and I changed it completely. I don't even really remember when, but all of a sudden I was like going on trips and doing this and that. And listen, people think that I get my money some other way. I don't. I work for my money, okay? Um, but it's just like my mindset completely changed and I don't ever think that I'm like not gonna have any money and somehow like I always end up having some. So
Mm.
I don't know. I think it's just everything is just like a mindset change, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Okay, I have trying to get skinny instead of healthy. Like more so just like working out and exercising and like dieting for me before was like to look a certain way, or I was like trying to reach these like really unrealistic standards
Yeah.
or whatever instead of just living a healthy lifestyle because that's the way that you're going to maintain it.
Hmm.
So again, just like your mindset just
Yeah.
changes with that.
And like I said last episode, I feel like people think like healthy is just like one certain like body type, and it's not. Like you can be like plus size and be healthy, but people don't like realize that. And I mean, I didn't realize that either. Like right now, like I feel like I'm pretty much healthy, but like the way that I look is not how I want to look and like how I specifically think like a healthy body looks. But I mean, I guess like trigger warning for like eating disorders. If people don't want to hear that, you can like skip. But like in high school, I like had an eating disorder, and the way I looked, that's what I even to this day think is healthy. But it obviously wasn't. But like people around me didn't know. They just thought like, oh, like I guess she like works out and like all these things when in reality I just wasn't eating, which is not healthy. But again, like that's what I thought was
Yeah.
healthy. So when I looked that way, I was like, okay, like I'm healthy now, like whatever. And I wasn't.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think like people like that's yeah, I also learned that the hard way, but I learned
Yeah.
that.
I think it's so weird too, because like looking back at pictures of myself before, I see such a different like person. Like
Mm-hmm.
I look thin, but whenever I go back to like that mentality, I like thought that I wasn't. And so it's just like so sad. And like you can never be happy with the way that you look. You always want to like keep trying like to, I mean, better yourself. Sometimes it is like in a negative like way, but I don't know. It's just like kind of sad.
Yeah, it is. It is. Okay, another one I have is again around money. But it kind of I guess like not saving since I was younger because like there's this girl that I know that she was saving like 250 around per paycheck since she was 16, and like now she has like a good money, and she bought a condo and everything, and I didn't do any of that, which like again like is not really my fault. I feel like no one really told me like that's something that you should do. And like in school, they never talk about like personal finances at all. So I feel like that was something that like I wish I started earlier. Now, like I kind of got the hang of it and like I save money and stuff. But like I wish I started like in my early 20s because now I'm in my late 20s. Um, but yeah, it's
Not
something. I am though. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
actually really
like I don't know. It's 26 years. I guess my mid 20s. I guess like 27 next year I'll be in my late 20s. Ew. But yeah,
I need to really get on that
it's
because I still
hard.
struggle with that to this day.
Oh, me too. Like sometimes like
Especially
when I
when
look at
like
yeah, go.
no, you can go ahead.
I was just gonna say sometimes when I look at my like savings, I'm like, I could just like pull this out and like do something fun with it. But then I have to be like, okay, Amanda, like you can't. But I want to very badly.
Literally. I think I also missed so many like fun opportunities as a teenager because I was like so focused on school
Hmm.
and like now I don't know, living those years again, if that makes any sense. So I am like impulsively spending my money.
Yeah.
Um, but then again, like money comes, like you don't always have those opportunities, especially like with the people around you that like I met so many good people, so it's just like I don't know. I don't really
Yeah.
care.
Like if I didn't be impulsive, I probably wouldn't have like met a lot of people. So like I don't care. But then
Because
I'm like,
literally almost
yeah. And then
all
but the only thing like I'm like, we keep, okay. The only thing I'm like, I want to like move out soon. So then
mhm,
it's like, then I have to start like making fucking priorities and shit and be like an adult. But like, I could also do
yeah,
both, but I know like it won't be as much once I actually move out because then I'll have to like fucking pay rent every month. Um,
yeah,
but whatever.
I know. Ugh, I hate growing up.
I know. Me too.
So and sad, but also happy, but like sad.
Yeah, like someone once said like it's a privilege to like be able to like age, and like I never really thought of it that way because I'm like, yeah, like I think like the youngest person I know that like passed away was like 24 or 25. So I'm like, wow, like I feel like I barely lived life, even though like I always talk about how old I am, but like I feel like I barely lived life. So I guess it is a
Yeah,
privilege to like grow, but like it's sad and scary at the same time.
I agree. Okay, my next one is people pleasing. I feel
Mhm.
like I've done this all my life, especially when I was in college. Or sorry, not well, yes, college, but more so high school. Um, yeah, and it's just like not a very healthy thing to do. I think for so long I thought that if I was focusing on myself and what I wanted, that I was like selfish.
Mhm.
And so I just would constantly focus on other people and like, I don't know, listen to what they had to say and take their
Yeah.
advice. And I never took my own. So that was something that I really, really needed to change. But I feel like everyone to an extent does that, I think.
Oh, I think I'm still a people pleaser. Maybe in like I value other people's happiness over my own, which is not something like I mean, okay, like that's like nice, whatever. Like I want people to be happy, but at the same time, like I will do things that will make myself unhappy just to make other people happy, if that makes sense. And that's something that I've like tried to like learn over the past few months, especially like leaving like a relationship and stuff where like I feel like a lot of it maybe like the other person wouldn't agree, but a lot of it was me like trying to make someone else happy and not like recognizing my own like whatever. So that's something that
Yeah.
yeah, I still deal with. And even in friendships, like sometimes I try and like please other people and then I kind of forget about myself, which like it's not the best thing to do, but I feel like it just like
Yeah.
doesn't go away easily.
Yeah. No, I agree completely. I think it's also hard when it comes to like family.
Mm-hmm.
Because like everyone in my family has such different views, and I like try to literally I try to please everyone with the way that they think or whatever, and it's just like so hard because I have a really big family and you
Yeah.
can't please everyone, so it's just difficult.
Yeah.
And then
I
sometimes
feel that.
I don't get it in return, and that kind of makes me sad, especially when like I think I'm pretty good at like doing makeup and hair, and I do my siblings, for example, and I'll like I don't know, give them a facial or like do their nails or whatever. But like I don't have anyone to do that for me
Yeah.
and it makes me sad.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, I feel that. I feel like that also like goes into like like in like okay, I'm gonna refer to friendships because that's all I can refer it to right now. Um, but like like when you like give someone so much and then you get like nothing in return, it's kind of the same thing. And like for so long, especially in my early 20s, like I would just like be in so many one-sided friendships, and it was the same thing. It was like okay, like whatever, I'm giving like all my energy and like people pleasing in a way, and like they're getting something out of it. They're getting like attention, I guess. I don't know what the word is, but they're getting like attention and love, but like I wasn't receiving that back. And I would just be like, oh, it's okay. Like, well, and I would make like excuses for it. And I think like that's something I didn't write that down, but that's something like I learned is that like one-sided friendships are just like not worth it at the end of the day. And like there's so many people, like friends that like I've lost because like at one point I would just stop reaching out or like stop trying because I was like, I kind of just want to see. And then they just never talk to me. And then that's just how it is. So I'm like, there's no point in me putting energy into things that like no people don't put back, if that makes sense.
Yes. Preach. I agree completely.
um, Another one I put is a mistake I made was kind of ignoring my health, both like physical and mental health. I mean, it's complicated because like I'm so like pro mental health and like I talk about it all the time, but like sometimes for myself I kind of neglect it. And I like did like I didn't go to therapy for so long. Backstory. I went to therapy when I was 16 to like 18, 19, and then I stopped. And then I probably should have went back a lot earlier, but then I went back end of last year. Kind of just because like I was like, whatever, like I'm fine. Like life's fine. Like I know how to deal with it. Like I've dealt with this my whole life, like blah blah blah. But I just never realized that like I think we spoke about this, but like you don't have to be in therapy only when you're bad. I think it's like good to be in it whenever. So that's something I learned. And then also like advocating for your physical health Because, like, I mean, we spoke about this. Like, I have stomach issues. Yeah, that like I don't know what the fuck they are still. But my doctor would always be like, it's all in your head. And like maybe like some of it is attributed, whatever, to like anxiety, but I know there's like more to it. And like sometimes she just doesn't listen. But like I finally like spoke for myself and I'm still doing testing, which is like annoying, but like I think that's something that I just never like realized.
No, literally same. Like, I just made an appointment to get a nerve study done, and I would have never even had that like option or idea in my mind had I not gone to different doctors and gotten second opinions and like really advocated for myself because nobody was telling me anything. So I
Hmm.
finally found like, even though she thinks everything is fine, is like making sure that I get the proper tests done to
Yeah,
see
because you never
if,
know.
yeah, because you really never know. So yeah, I agree with you. Okay, I also put not reaching out for help earlier, which goes along with what you just
Hmm.
said. Okay, I put waiting for something to happen in like when it comes to relationships, because
Hmm.
I don't know, so long I felt like I was like waiting for like Prince Charming type of thing,
Yeah,
especially
they don't
grow
fucking
up watching
exist. Anyways.
literally like it just doesn't and it doesn't happen that easy either. I mean, for some people maybe, but like
I feel like for high
not
school sweethearts, like that's what
yeah.
happened.
So it's like you got to get up, you got to get out, you have to socialize, and even if you don't want to, you got to do it. It's
Yeah.
hard, and I what I'm
Yeah.
doing.
Oh my God.
So
I can't even like, bleh. Yeah. It's like wild to me to like think of it in that way because like I've like always been in a relationship. It feels like I got my I had my first boyfriend when I was like 14. Was it really a boyfriend? Whatever. But like my first boyfriend was 14. And then I had another boyfriend at like 16 to like 18. And then I dated a girl for like 9 months. And then I dated another girl. And then I dated my recent ex. So I feel like I've known all these people. Like they were all my friends. So I've never had to like go out and like look for people. And like now I'm in a place where uh, like I don't I wouldn't date any of my friends. Okay, wait, that sounds bad. I'm in a place where like the people that are in my life right now, like the people that like I dated, like I kind of like knew that like okay, something would happen, but the people in my life now, like that's not how I view it. And the fact that I have to go out and find, oh my God, like oh my fucking God, like going on a first date with someone that I don't know, like obviously you're gonna know the person. Like I don't know, like people on dating apps, like I guess that's how you do it. Like you know, get to know them, but like I don't actually know them. Like they're not my friend, and they're not someone that like I know. So like that shit scares the fuck out of me. And I don't want to do it. So I'm just gonna never do it.
I'm
That's my
gonna go again, like I just said, and I'm gonna keep waiting.
yeah, exactly. So someone's gonna fall into my lap, and it would be perfect. And yeah, just kidding. I know that's not gonna happen, but yeah.
Listen, you never know.
Mhm.
Okay, do you have another?
Yeah. Another one I have is not establishing boundaries. Um, I feel like I still don't know how to fucking do that properly, but I've learned that it's like important, whether that's in like friendships, relationships with family, with work. I feel like I'm not good at like setting boundaries and I'll let people like walk all over me sometimes. So that's something that I learned is important and I need to do better at.
So important. I definitely with like family, especially on
Hmm.
my end. It is really hard because it's like it almost comes off as rude,
Yeah.
but honestly, who cares? Literally, who cares? Because if it's hurting you, like I'm not taking
Yeah.
disrespect from anybody.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. So, and hey, some people I have distanced myself from because of it.
Yeah.
But like,
No, I feel that.
okay, I put. a mistake was doing what I was good at, but not what I wanted to do or loved to do. And I feel like that's more so in regards to like college. Like I
Mhm.
kept listening to so many side like perspectives on it.
Yeah.
And academically I like was succeeding, but I
Mhm.
didn't enjoy doing didn't really want to go to college. And then I ended up not continuing. So I was left with a lot of debt that I'm
Yeah.
still paying off. So it's just like had I not done that from the very beginning, like I could have, I don't know, done something else that I would have enjoyed more.
Do you know like what you would have wanted to do?
Honestly, looking back at it now, I probably would have gone to cosmetology school.
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
didn't even know that,
Me either
honest.
until I started seeing like my friend that's like my nail girl. Um, and like when I first went to her, she was like, "Oh yeah, like I went to like esthetician school." I was like, "What the fuck is that?" Like I've never heard of like I didn't know there was like things like that. So yeah, I didn't know either. They don't tell you. Like I remember I went to like my guidance counselor in high school because I like like I knew what I wanted to do. Like I knew I wanted to work in the entertainment industry, but she was like, "No, like you should go like into psychology, like you really like that stuff." And me being like dumb, I was like, "Oh yeah, like this person obviously knows what I like." So then I went to school for psychology at first. And yeah, it was cool, but I was like, I don't want to like do this. So like at least like I was like I knew kind of what I wanted to do, so I switched, which like not a lot of people do, or like it's like annoying to switch midway too, because I was like, oh, like I have to kind of restart. But I was like, what the fuck? Like someone telling me what I want to do, like I don't even know why I listened to her, but yeah,
I think again, it's the people pleasing thing. Like
yeah. And I was
you're
like,
just
she's
gonna say
older,
yes.
so she knows more when she didn't.
Look where you're at now. So honestly,
Yeah. I still remember my one of my high school media teachers told me that I wouldn't like do good in this like field, so I should do something else. I should go back and just be like, hey.
write a little email, send them an email.
Yeah, I should. Um, uh, okay, another one, the last one I have is not learning to manage stress effectively. I feel like I have very bad coping mechanisms for stress. And now I've kind of like learned like what works and what doesn't. But like at first, like usually I would just shut down and like if I'm stressed with like somebody, I'll just like stop talking to them. Or like if a situation stresses me out, I'll kind of like ignore it until like it bottles up and then I explode and like fuck shit up. So or even with work, like I'll stress myself out to like bad points. And like now I've learned how to like deal with my stress. And like I said, like once you learn what works for you, like just do that. But yeah, that's something I learned.
Yeah, definitely like a trial and error type of thing, for
Hmm.
sure.
Yeah.
I have two more. I said perfectionism. This is still something that I struggle with because it like stops me from doing a lot because I feel like I can't start things unless it looks the way that I like see it in my brain. And sometimes I can't do all of that because it's like expensive with whatever
Yeah.
it is. So I'm just like, it's hard for me to start things because I just want it to be perfect, but
Yeah.
I need to not do that. But it's just so hard.
I'm the opposite of that. I feel like I start too many things and then I overwhelm myself. But yeah.
Ugh, it is really hard though. And then my last one is learning to be my true authentic self in front of everyone, which again is still like something that I'm doing now, I guess, trying to learn
Yeah,
and
I feel that
continue.
too.
But I don't know, had I like really just been my truest self in any regards since a young age, like I feel like it would have just made everything easier.
Yeah, I feel that in
But
like different ways too.
yeah,
Yeah. I feel like right now I'm like 95% my most authentic self, but I don't show that to everyone because I feel like
yeah,
I like don't this gonna be sound depressing. I don't like know if I like myself enough to show it to everyone. I feel like my closest friends like you and like other people have like seen like my true self, but I kind of close myself off to like other people because like maybe it has to do with people pleasing and then I'm like, oh, like if I show too much, like they might think I'm like weird or like whatever. Which like I don't give a fuck. Like I know I'm weird and like I'm just like not like other girls. But like I don't know. I feel like that's something that I have to learn to like just be myself and like at the end of the day, like whoever likes me for me will like me and whoever doesn't doesn't. And I have to be okay with that. But then I also am in a place where like I want everyone to like me, but I also don't care. So it's like annoying. I don't know.
yeah, I get what you mean. I think kind of not the opposite, but for me, it's like I'm so okay with strangers seeing the real me or like authentic me or like my friends, like you guys all like see the real me, but like more so with like my family. And maybe it's because I don't know, maybe I'm like scared of judgment or like they've only seen one version of me like ever since I was a kid. And so I don't know, being like my authentic self in front of them scares me more than like
Yeah.
to a fucking stranger, like, you know?
Yeah, I get that. Like
I don't know.
it was funny because like I don't know, I don't remember what it was. It was either like a YouTube video or like Instagram stories or post, whatever. My mom was like, "Why do you act one way with your friends and then like one way at home?" And I was like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, "You just look happier." And I was like, "Well, maybe I am." Um, but I don't know. It's just like, yeah, like I don't know. Sometimes even like when I try and speak about things at home, it's like weird and like I don't know. I don't know. And also like I feel like with friends, it's just different energy than like with my
Yeah.
family. And then even
Yeah.
yesterday, like I posted a video, my mom was like, I wish you were always this happy. And I was like, girl, I'm just fake smiling. Like, but yeah, anyways, yeah.
No, that's exactly the comment that I get all the time. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I just don't know. It's
Me
weird.
either. And I think it's just because like
But I've
everyone's like when you're with your friends, it's like people that like have like similar interests and like things in common. So like obviously like you'll have a good time. I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like there's different versions of people with whoever they're with. And it doesn't mean like
yeah,
anything bad. It just means like that's how it is. I don't know.
yeah. No, I agree. Yeah. That was all. That was my list.
Mine too. So overall, yeah, life is hard. I remember like when we came up with this and I was like, my mistake is like being alive. But like I was kidding. But like sometimes I just like I think like Madison wrote this in her book. But like sometimes like I guess trigger warning for like suicide and death. But like sometimes when I was younger, like that was very prominent on my mind. But like nowadays, not as prominent. But like sometimes I'm like, I kind of just want to like go away where no one knows me and like not speak to anyone and like kind of just disappear for like a month and then come back. Which like I know like is not really realistic at all. But like sometimes that's something that I just want to do, but I can't. But yeah.
I feel like that's why I try so often though, because I'm like almost escaping reality, which I need to work on that.
Yeah, I feel like
Because
that's
it
why I
can be,
want to go to New York next year for like 2, 3 months. Cause I feel like it'll just feel like different. And like I know people there, but like I don't like I'll be alone for most of the
yeah,
time. So it'll just be like fun, I guess. I don't know. My midlife crisis.
me with like LA, like I really want to move.
Yeah, I don't know why we want to move to like the most expensive places. Um,
Also, again, the side of each other.
yeah. Yeah.
Great. Well, catch us in LA and New York next year.
Yeah. Oh my God. Once I have money. Okay. Anyways, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed. I hope some of these things you also learned along the way, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe you already knew and you were great.
Yeah, definitely use this as like advice, like so you don't make the same mistakes.
Yeah.
Because it can be life.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, bye.
Bye.